You know what they say, man. If at first you don't succeed, then try again. And when it comes to live action remakes, Disney is literally starting to look like a modern day Sisyphus, constantly pushing the boulder that is a modern day remake up the mountain of Disney classics, with the hopes it'll not only reach the heights and success of the originals, but actually surpass them, reach the peak of modern virtue signaling entertainment, and roll down the other side, flooding the company with endless piles of money. But alas, just like Sisyphus, the boulder itself is enchanted with woke ideology the originals themselves were never burdened with due to their only purpose being to tell a good story for kids. And wouldn't you know it, the more virtue signaling you have in your film, the heavier it gets as you try to make your way to the top. Ultimately, in the end, this only results in the inevitable fate of, once again, crushing the only one foolish enough to push the boulder up in the first place. After that, all that's left is for it to plummet all the way back down to the depths of where it first started. Only this time, with the crushed financial corpse of Disney's budget for the film still attached. And somehow, those responsible are just as eager to start the process all over again. Now call me crazy, but when your company puts out so many of these things non-stop ever since 2010's Alice in Wonderland live-action remake, well, needless to say, going on 13 years now after so many years of constant soulless content made only for content's sake, both us in the audience and even the live-action Disney films themselves are starting to look a lot like my bedroom ceiling fan at this point, in desperate need of a fucking break. But just like my ceiling fan, the Disney live-action remake machine is still running to this very day, despite constantly begging for death. Which brings me neatly along to the Little Mermaid live-action remake that now exists, for reasons unknown even to itself. Regardless of this, it's here. The script was padded, the lines were said, the scenes were shot, the actors acted. Well, some of them anyways. And most importantly, the magical, vibrant, expressive animation from the first film was replaced with some of the most soulless dogshit CGI I've ever seen in my life. Ultimately giving us CGI that's about as enchanting, vibrant, and expressive as the face of the damn Scorpion King. Holy shit, man, not even the people's eyebrow could save this one, and that's saying something. Now I know we've already all seen the first Little Mermaid, so summing up the plot isn't exactly necessary. We still get Ariel wanting to explore the surface world from a young age, her father who disagrees, Ariel falling for the prince who she rescues, her father who disagrees, Ursula giving Ariel legs in exchange for her voice, her father, again, disagreeing, and as for the ending, Prince Eric risking his life to rescue Ariel and save literally the entire fucking ocean from Ursula's rule, therefore earning Triton's respect not just as a man, but as a human who wants the best for his daughter, and proved it by risking his life to save Triton's kingdom and the future of the whole ocean. When Eric does this, Triton sees the good of humanity itself, and chooses to unite land and sea as allies for Eric's bravery and willingness to be the right man and prince for his daughter to marry. What a wonderful story, right? Ariel saves Eric, Eric saves Ariel. When either one is vulnerable, they can rely on each other. How balanced, right? Sounds like a solid relationship start to me. If you forget the fact that they hardly know each other and only met less than a week ago, of course. Either way, where there was once balance, Disney now sees bigotry, misogyny, and sexism in need of immediate replacement. So what do? They trash the ending wholesale. How? Well, remember in the original how Prince Eric seizes a very important opportunity when Ursula is distracted and focuses solely on Ariel, who she's trapped in the center of her gigantic whirlpool? Her being trapped in the whirlpool being the whole reason she made it in the first place? Well, if memory serves correct, it's at this moment that Prince Eric has been undermined by Ursula completely. And why shouldn't he be? He's just one human in the middle of the ocean, facing a giant sentient leviathan with full control over the entire ocean. He can't breathe underwater and can't swim remotely as fast as a mermaid. However, due to the wrecked ship he's on being from the surface world, he's clever enough to grab the wheel and use the momentum of the whirlpool to his advantage, turning a simple large object trapped in Ursula's whirlpool into a dangerous weapon. And what does he do next? He immediately steers the front of the sunken ship directly into Ursula's fucking chest. Now keep in mind, Ursula is far from incompetent, and the only reason this happened at all is due to Ariel keeping all of her attention the entire time. But now, as of 2023, because aid from men in any form or fashion somehow implies women aren't capable of anything, for this scene, they simply dumb Ursula down a lot, and basically have her create the giant whirlpool for no reason other than it looking cool. Even though originally the whole reason she made it was specifically to target and eventually trap Ariel at the bottom of it. But what's this? A woman trapped with a man to rescue her? Nah. Instead, Disney opts to have Prince Eric safely brushed aside for this scene, like the insect that he is. And simply due to Ursula being a dumbass, she makes a giant whirlpool and forgets why the hell she made it in the first place, because she likes how pretty it looks, I guess. And Ariel, despite thinking forks are combs for your hair, immediately knows to hop on a boat that she has no idea how to operate, take the helm, and steer the front of the sunken ship directly into Ursula's fucking chest. Sound familiar? You see, in order to prop Ariel up, both Prince Eric and Ursula herself both need to be knocked down a peg or two when it comes to their brain capacity. Also, Ariel can take a blind shot in the dark that spinning the wheel of the helm in a certain direction will do exactly what it needs to do. Never mind the fact that cars, working ships, or anything that possesses a steering wheel hasn't been used by the primitive mermaid society of Tritons even once. Being pulled by other fish on reins is literally their only means of transportation outside of swimming, making the whole idea of a steering wheel a completely alien concept to mermaids. Sorry, Prince Eric, but compared to a young woman's natural intuition for understanding technology that's hundreds of years beyond her society's development, your first-hand knowledge on ships displayed in the beginning of the film is just gonna have to walk the brave male hero plank. And where the brave male hero role goes to die in this film, so does the ending. Because instead of the perfectly balanced original ending we once got over 30 years ago, now that Javier Bardem's completely flaccid version of Triton sees just how stunning, brave, and independent his daughter truly is, he by default just knows to trust her faith in humanity more than his own, fully acknowledging that Prince Eric was just as helpless as him in a huge moment of crisis. But thanks to Ariel's bravery, Eric has officially proven himself worthy of marriage and respect from Triton. Why? Because Ariel loves this deadbeat, and in 2023, somehow, that's enough. The end. What a fucking pile of dog shit. Sure, there was some race swapping in this film, but the job of swapping an actress for someone clearly only capable of singing is the true crime here. On top of that, anyone who's seen Johnny Depp's role in Secret Window knows just how important it is not to mess up the damn ending, especially when it's already been successfully given to you 3 decades ago. Combine that with nearly an entirely unnecessary additional hour of runtime that will leave you and the audience either bored out of your mind or falling asleep halfway through, and well, on top of the attention span of kids these days being about as long as the average TikTok video now, with a clear effort having been made to not pay proper homage to the original Little Mermaid, if you asked me who the hell this movie is even for in the first place, the only answer I can honestly think of is the writers themselves. But instead of the clapping sounds being genuine applause at the end, all you'll actually be hearing is the sound of them all patting each other on the back in unison, each one feeling more morally superior than the last, while everyone in the audience who enjoyed the original comes to terms with having seen another Disney film that, if not watched in theaters, won't ever get watched again. Something it will never share with the timeless original, because oddly enough, race-swapped characters aside, stories that are actually good are worth hearing more than once. And unfortunately for Halle Bailey, when it comes to the revised Little Mermaid of 2023, it's a soulless reimagining of a different story for Ariel entirely, that's not worth hearing even once. Anyways, I hope you guys like this review, so feel free to comment down below and let me know what movie you'd like me to review next. Whether it's good, or whether it's another dog shit, virtue signaling modern version of a classic story, shamelessly hiding from criticism behind the shield of race that the cowardly writers at Disney absolutely put in place to falsely vilify the audience at the lead actress's expense, remember, I'll fucking judge.